Welcome back to MVM. Today we have a preview for a brand new game from Junk Spirit Games. This is a two-player game in which each of us are representing agents in an alternate dimension trying to kill each other. It's called Slip Strike, and it's from Junk Spirit Games.
Yeah, this is largely a programming game, but a simple one. You're going to be playing two programming cards, moving around these locations, and like Jeremy just said, we're trying to kill or strike each other until we can't escape or slip away.
And all it takes is one hit in order to kill the other player. Now, this is a very fast-playing game.
Yeah.
It takes 5 to 10 minutes to play. It's two-player, however, they do have an orange edition which will allow the players to play four-player in teams.
Yeah.
So you can play against another set of teams. There's only a few cards that you're going to be using in the game. There's 10 basic cards that each of the players is going to have. These are going to represent such things as movement, teleporting to locations, and actually using the weapons in your arsenal. The game is set up by 5 locations that are in the center of the board, and these are fanned out randomly at the start of the game.
Right, these are cards right here. We'll remind you, as always, this is a prototype. This will actually be a set of tiles in the final game, but these are randomly set up so the locations are in a different order every single time. Once that is done, it's time for the game to start, and everyone is going to, or the two players, are going to use one of their teleport cards, and there's a teleport card for each of these locations, and determine where they're going to be on this map, so to speak.
Yeah, and each of these cards, as you said, represents one of those. You're going to get that card to be able to bounce right back in your hand. This is basically just seeding your people at the start of the game. Let's go through the cards real quick before we get into the actions of the game. As David already alluded to, each of the players has 5 teleport cards. Think of these as get out of jail cards, because if you are struck with another player's weapon, if you have one of these cards in your hand, you can permanently remove it from your arsenal to kind of save yourself for another round, but they will deplete your hand size.
Yeah, that's where the term slip comes into play. These are kind of like your life, and you use them to slip away, like Jeremy said. You can also use them during the normal action programming part of the game to move around the board in large jumps. The other way to move is to use the left and the right cards. These are simply going to be used to move left or right, clockwise or counterclockwise, around this map to the locations adjacent to you.
There's also 3 weapons that each of the players are going to have. These are the blade, the rifle, and the pistol. Each of these is going to have a set number of distance that they can attack the other player. For instance, the blade obviously is going to attack the player if you're in the same location with them. The pistol is 1 space away, and the rifle is 2 spaces away. Now, you can play with an alternate set of cards that you don't typically want to play with in your first game, but these are called asset cards, and they have a wide range of abilities. You could draft these, you could choose 1 of them per player. You actually have 2 of them per player if you so wish to. It's up to you.
Yeah, it can make for kind of a crazier game because these things allow you to, of course, break the rules. And like Jeremy said, you take these in private, so you know what they're going to do, and you know when you're going to use them. But oftentimes, these things will go out of the game, and you have to do very unique things to get them back into your hand.
So to play the game, it's actually quite simple. Each of the players is going to pick 2 of their cards from their hand. At the start of the game, you start with all 10 cards, plus any assets if you start with those. You're going to take those 2 cards, you're going to lay them face down in front of you, kind of programming your actions for the round. Then, each of the 2 players is going to turn over their furthest left card and take that action. Now, these are going to have it happen in specific orders. If it's a movement, it happens before all the weapons. So if it's a teleport or just a movement, you get to move to a different location before someone tries to strike you. If they're both movements, obviously you're going to move at the same time, in which this case, we're both moving right, it looks like. So I'm going to move 1 space to the right, and you're going to move 1 space to your right. Then you're going to reveal the second card.
Yeah, once you reveal the second card, you're going to do the same thing as the first. Like Jeremy said, you're going to resolve movement first, you're going to resolve weapons and attacks or strikes next, and then if someone is hit with a strike, you might resolve a slip. So, and in this case, Jeremy pulled a pistol, which is 1 away. I'm not 1 away, I'm 2 away, and that's a good thing because I pulled my rifle. So I'm actually going to get a strike on Jeremy at the factory.
Now, I could just quit the game right now and say I lose, which if you get hit at all, you die. However, you do have those 5 teleport cards in your hand at the start of the game, and you're allowed to use them at any time. Once you use that, it's gone for the rest of the game. So in this case, I looked in my hand of cards, and maybe I want to move to the plant. So I can move to the plant, bypassing getting hit, but this card is permanently removed from the game, and I no longer have that in my hand either to move as a programming action or as a get out of jail free card.
Now here's the cool thing. Regardless of whether someone's hit or not, after the round is over, you're going to look at the cooldown in each of the cards. For instance, my card that says move to the right has a cooldown of 0, so this is going to come right back into my hand. The weapons all have a cooldown of 1, so you're going to put those in a pile next to your player area, face up if it's a cooldown of 1. if you happen to have used a teleport card, not to slip, but just to move during the action programming phase, it's going to go face down and have a cooldown of 2, because it's going to come back to you 2 turns or 2 rounds from then.
So basically, if I'm looking at this situation going into my next turn, I would be able to pull my pistol at the start of the next turn, and this would flip over and have a 1 cooldown now. So that's how you're going to be rotating cards to your hand. And remember, this is all about getting that 1 strike on your opponent. So you're constantly guessing, looking at his discard pile and seeing what he might have used. Obviously looking at any of the teleport cards that he's already used in the game and trying to get that 1 hit on him at any time.
And it's really interesting. This is definitely a mind game. You're trying to get into the other player's head and figure out what is it that they're going to do. And it's not just a pure guessing game. There is some guesswork involved, but like Jeremy said, you can look at the cards that are on the table, the cards that have been
jettisoned from the game
completely, and get a good sense what he's capable of doing. And keep in mind, these cards that allow you to teleport, they might go out of the game, but they also might be used to move. So if you find yourself with a couple teleport cards, or 1 over here and none in your hand, you are in danger of getting struck.
And remember, this is just the blue edition of the game. And also, if you wish to, you can get the orange edition. It's got new locations, but it also allows you to play 2 versus 2. So if you want to try that with a teammate, you obviously can do that right away. Make sure you guys go to the Kickstarter page to see all the final components. If you have any questions about the game, make them in the comments below. Subscribe to us, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and everything else that we do. We'll catch you guys next time.
Bye-bye.